Hello, guys. It's your boy Champ Grind. What's going on? I'm going to be breaking down the slate for this weekend for EPL Match Day 23, January 22. All right, let's get to it. Enough with the chit chat. Let's break the slate. So, let's start with the first game Brentford versus Wolverhampton. I got it right. Wolverhampton Wolves. Wolverhampton Wanderers or Wolves? It's Wild. Oh my God, I always get it wrong. Wolverhampton Wanderers. All right. Starting with Brentford. Ivan Toney came through last week against Manchester United, scored a late goal in a messy play. He takes the penalties, but at that price, not interested against Wolves. And then the corner taker for this team apparently now is Matthias Jensen. He's back, but he only played 67 minutes, so that doesn't make me really like him too much. But he's 5,800, so just something to keep in mind. They did play a new goalkeeper last week. Very interesting. They played this guy who hasn't played in a while. I don't think he's that good. I mean, the guy's hasn't played in a long time. This was his first game in like a year or two. So, and he came from Midtjylland, which, not the best team, not the best defensive team. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, I gotta attack that goalkeeper. So the same thing in this situation. If they start him, then I'm gonna really be on Wolves, some Wolves guys possibly. Um, And then once again, I mean, I don't really like any of these defenders. I think that's it for Brentford, honestly. Like, I don't really like this side. Even though they're at home, it's kind of hard to pick this team because their offenses look terrible. Mubuemo continues to disappoint. He is in play all the time, but I mean, he took no shots last game, so that's very disappointing to me. Like, I thought this guy was a good player. Like, he came into this league and he started off well, but he hasn't been as good lately. So, all right, moving on to Wolves. Uh, Let's start with the players. So let's see. Wolf sides is also hard to pick some guys. Podence, he's a guy that can, score goals, but he has a very low floor, and you really need him to score a goal to be you know, to be a decent pick. Not my favorite, but just someone to mention. Uh, Jimenez, 6,000. He scored a goal last week due to a penalty. 6,000 is still kind of cheap for him. So he's in play. He's still in play. I do like him, but again, not my favorite. Don't feel too confident because it has a low floor. Doesn't really have a high ceiling either. It's hard, you know. Uh, 8 Nuri, this guy always has a very high floor. Um, so I like him. I mean, even though he's pretty expensive as a defender, he takes the corners. He shares corners with Moutinho, and he's a wingback. He's involved in the attack. So I like him. He has assist upside. Doesn't have a goal yet, but I think he has goal upside even too. But I think he's more of an assist upside. But either way, he's a good play, especially in this matchup. And then I do like the goalkeeper of Wolves because this team they've been very good defensively. Last game they weren't that good. That's why he had 9 saves, surprisingly. Could be because Romain Saiss, the third defender in their back three, is out. So that could be the reason. Maybe that's why, he had to make more saves. So I liked Jose Sa, but then when I saw this game, the result, I did more research. Now I'm not as sure because it's also an away game, and Brentford tends to play better at home. Um, but even in away games, I mean, he's able to get clean sheets. He got a couple you can see here. So I like him. I think he's an option. He's a good option. In this game, my prediction is probably I'm gonna have to take Wolves. I mean, from what I've seen, I think Wolves 1-0. That's what my mind is telling me at the moment. Okay, next game, Leeds versus Newcastle. Let's start with Leeds. So on Leeds, my favorite player, one of my favorite players, the guy who always comes through in fantasy, Rafinha. He takes the penalties, he takes the corner kicks. He's the main man of this team. And at 9,900, yeah, he's the most expensive player on the slate, but he is definitely worth it, especially against Newcastle. Like, no question. I love that play a lot. And then my second, who else do I like? I like Daniel James. He is kind of expensive, but what I do like is last game he took 5 shots. So I do like him for goal upside. If you know Daniel James, you know he can score a goal. He's a pretty darn good player, and this is a great matchup. Newcastle, not known for their defense, so Daniel James 6,900. You could play him at forward too. That's what I actually like about him too. That's what makes me like him more. So Daniel James, and then I would say, Stuart Dallas is another guy that is a decent option in this game in this team to pick, but he's kind of disappointing in fantasy, so he's not my favorite play, but he's just somebody, to mention. And then kudos to this guy, Jack Harrison, came from MLS, now in the EPL. He scored 3 goals last game. Unbelievable. I didn't know he had it in him, like honestly, but I just want to give him a congratulations, and that wasn't on the slate that any of us played, but uh, at 8,300, definitely not going to play him. I don't see him repeating that, but I mean, it's possible he can, but 83, it's hard to pay for someone like that. Okay, now in Newcastle, basically there's only 2 players that I really like on Newcastle that make me feel good. Alan St. Maximin, I went over him the slate before when he was on it, and yeah, I mean he's coming off 2 goals, back-to-back goals. And yeah, he's the most talented player on this team. He's the only guy I feel like that can score goals. So 7,900, that's a good price in this matchup. So I do like Saint Maximin. Trippier, they just got him from Atletico Madrid, and he started his first game last game, and he took some of the corners. And yeah, 6,000. I mean, I like him, even though it's not the best matchup because Leeds like to have the ball more, but they don't have a good defense either. So I like Trippier. And then what's this news about Matt Ritchie dealing with a knee? He's a doubt. Okay, that's good. He's a doubt because he takes corners too. But if he's out, then that makes me feel good about Trippier. Um, who else is in play? I guess Joe Linton can be a value play, but again, you need him to score a goal to be good, so very risky. Chris Wood as well. I don't like this player. I don't know why they got him from Burnley. I know I don't think he's that good. But he is really cheap, and he plays a striker role, so he's in position to score goals. Just something to mention. And then here's another value pick that I think nobody will be on. It's a very risky play, but he's 4,100, and he's a guy that can score goals. I mean, he did it once before. That's it. But I mean, why not? He could do it again. So that's somebody that I noticed that I like as a value play potentially. And then for goalkeeper, I do like Dubravka because this team, they just don't play the best defense, and this goalkeeper has to stay busy and he has to make a lot of saves. So this is just the play that I'm going to play him just because he's the underdog and he's cheap, and I'm playing the save game. I don't think Newcastle will win this game. I think this game will be like a tie, like 1-1. That's the way I see this game going. But I'm playing. If I'm gonna play Dubravka, I'm playing him. Think in my mind, thinking like he'll get like 10 points from like 5 saves, or he'll get 6 saves and he'll allow 1 goal or something like that. I don't know. It's kind of weird in fantasy. That's just how it works. But you're trying to play goalkeeper for 2 reasons. One, you're trying to play the save game, or two, you're playing a goalkeeper for the win. And best case scenario is if you're both right about both of them. But it's very hard to predict because we don't really know what's going to happen in the game. Like there's a lot of factors. So Dubravka though, I'm pretty sure I'm playing him for the save because Newcastle, they always give up concede goals. So all right, enough about my rant there. Let's move on with Manchester United against West Ham. This game is going to be amazing, I think. Like on paper, at least it looks good. So Manchester United just played Wednesday, just like against Brentford. Bruno Fernandes, it all starts with him. He's the corner taker. This team, he takes corners along with Telles, so he's the playmaker. I like him. 8,700. Yeah, I mean, Do I need to even explain anymore? Like, he's the playmaker. Ronaldo, he's dealing with a neck issue. He's a question mark. So, yeah, that doesn't make me feel good about Ronaldo. Just like last game, I didn't want to play him, and look what happened. He got subbed out early, which is very unusual for him. So, that's that. Rashford, he might start in this game instead of Ronaldo. We're going to have to see, but he's a guy that can score goals. Again, low floor, but somewhat high ceiling because he has that goal upside. So he's in play in this game. Uh, Mason Greenwood, why not? He just scored a goal last game. He can definitely do it again. But once again, he's a guy that you really need him to score a goal for him to pay off, to be worth it. And then where's the guy? So Telles, obviously, he shares corners with Fernandez, and he has open play value. He can get an assist. So I do like Telles at 5,300. And then another sleeper pick I like on this team is if he plays, we'll see. He's questionable, but seems like he's going to be fine. Is Scott McTominay. Lately, these defensive midfielders of Manchester United, they've been getting more forward, and they'll take shots on goal. So that's what I noticed, and he's 3,700. So that's another like deep sleeper value play that I kind of like. We're gonna have to see tomorrow, what makes sense. And then if Harry Maguire starts, I don't know. This coach doesn't seem to like him. He didn't start last game, and he came on for Ronaldo, which was very weird. And they ended up switching to a back three. So if Harry Maguire starts, I like him, but I don't think he will. I don't think the coach likes him, so we're gonna have to see about that. But on second hand, Lindelof is out. It's saying he's out. So Harry Maguire might actually be forced to start here. So we're going to have to pay attention and see that. Okay, last but not least, West Ham United. Um, let's start with the corner taker, Creswell. He's back, Aaron Creswell. He's the main set piece taker. And yeah, I mean, he's in prime position to get you crosses, points from crosses, and high assist upside, especially in this matchup against Manchester United, who don't play good defense right now. So neither of these teams do. So that's why I like this game a lot. Bowen is super expensive. He didn't take any corners last game, but he can randomly take some corners. But he's been on a tear with goals, so he's in play. He can score from open play. So I do like him. You got to consider him. Antonio, like he's been kind of disappointing lately. Hasn't been taking as many shots as I would like, and he still has the goal and assist upside. He just hasn't been like doing it. So he's in play, but not my favorite. Not super confident in him. And then I do like if he starts, we're going to see he's questionable. Socek, he's another value play. We're going to have to see. He's a guy that can score goals out of the blue. Um, Obviously, he's not a confident pick. That's why they make him super cheap. But he's a cheap guy that you can fit in your lineup if you need one. Um, and that's it. As far as goalkeeper goes in this game, I don't think I want to play either one. But if I was to play one, it would be Fabianski, sorry, because he's the underdog and maybe they can pull off the upset. I mean, Manchester United just played on Wednesday, so they might be like a little tired. So maybe West Ham can like pull out a win. But I don't know. I mean, he's in play. Let's just put it that way. I don't know how this game will go. My prediction is like I'm gonna say 2-2. I'm gonna say it's a tie, 2-2 for this game, but I don't feel confident in that whatsoever. um, I just know there's going to be goals in this game. That's for sure. There has to be. It has to be a high scoring game. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Subscribe to my channel, Champ Grind, and good luck. Enjoy the games. Good luck.